The future of the Star Wars franchise seems to be quite expansive, not just with their books, novels, comics, and video games, but also their live-action TV series and animated TV shows to come on Disney+, and their new Star Wars trilogy of films that's going to introduce a brand new mythology to Star Wars fans around the world. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, the one thing about Disney Star Wars is that we do know that as of right now, what they are essentially trying to do is that they are trying to reunite the fans around the world for those who are very much unsatisfied with how the sequel trilogy movies were handled, especially The Last Jedi, right? That was the one big movie that created a big divide between the fandom. And when we look at everything related to the future of Star Wars, things ranging from TV shows to the new Star Wars films, they really are trying to go all out. That's exactly what Disney's new CEO, Bob Chapek, is trying to do in order to not only create his own image or create his own legacy to leave behind, but to also really make Star Wars as successful, if not more successful, than the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Do I think that it's possible that they could perform that? It's possible. Do I think it's likely? I'm not quite sure about it being likely that it could be better than the MCU, but we'll have to wait and see. The MCU has been around for over 10 years, and it's been long running on a successful note, if that. There were no rough patches here or there. They were pretty much really good straight on. So everything related to this new universe, what's really exciting all has to do with the first film in the new trilogy, where now that both Disney and Lucasfilm are finished with The Rise of Skywalker, they are focused on their new Star Wars trilogy of films as well as the new Star Wars universe. Now, it's noted that the new Disney CEO, Bob Chapek, is primarily focused on TV shows for Disney+, as well as the first film of the new trilogy dubbed as Star Wars X, which is actually said to be very dark and gritty. Now, it's noted that Lucasfilm has been in the talks with actress Isla Fisher to portray a new villain in the fourth Star Wars trilogy that is described to be a main role for the movie, where this character is described to be based off of a Star Wars Legends character from the 1990s that will be implemented into the new Star Wars trilogy of films. Additionally, it's noted that Star Wars X is set to introduce brand new lightsaber designs and concepts that the fans have never seen before in the Star Wars universe. The character that Lucasfilm wants Isla Fisher to portray is designed to be a character that will be based somewhere in the unknown regions, that will serve as a character between the light and the dark, however is considered to be a brand new villain in this movie. It's described that this character was picked up from the original scripts by David Benioff and D.B. Weiss, and that many tweaks were made by Lucasfilm in the time being for the new character design. Now, additionally, it's explained that the new trilogy will also introduce the Realm of Mortis, and a new character that will serve as the embodiment of the dark side of the Force, where this character is said to be similar to the Sun from the Clone Wars, however different in design, where the Realm of Mortis is described to be a very powerful part of the upcoming trilogy by Lucasfilm that George Lucas will be helping out with of how it should be portrayed in live-action form. So you can see that they really are trying their absolute best in order to make this new trilogy very Force-heavy, centered on the dark and the light, and everything related to the Jedi, Sith, and new dark side warriors. Now, about Isla Fisher, very talented actress, I can honestly see her in this massive franchise, such as Star Wars. I can actually see it. So I can see where Lucasfilm is coming from, of trying to get her on board for a new villain to portray, and it's also good for her because she'll get more work. She's had some gaps here and there on specific movies and television shows that she's been working on. So, when we look at everything related to the Realm of Mortis being implemented into this new trilogy, that I think is something that's going to be more catered to the hardcore fans. Now, if you guys are not familiar with the Realm of Mortis, I do suggest that you guys go ahead and research it. It really does go in great depth, and you get to learn a lot more about the Force and a lot more about the mythology of it all. So when you think about it this way, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make different aspects that are currently not so familiar with the casual fans to boost the familiarity in this new trilogy with just regular fans. The Realm of Mortis is a great example, and George Lucas is actually said to have key creative choices, or creative power over that decision, if you will. So, the other thing that I also want to touch on here real quick is how the fourth trilogy is also said to be very dark and gritty. Now, we've talked about this before in the past, that they want to make these new movies dark and gritty in comparison to how the sequel trilogy movies were. Sure, the sequels had their dark moments, I will admit, but they want to make these films consistently dark from start to finish, at least for these three movies, right? They want to give it a shot to see how it works out. Now, obviously, they're going to use Star Wars X as a test. That's going to essentially be the guinea pig of the trilogy, if you will. And they're going to see how the dark and gritty tone really works with all the types of Star Wars fans out there, right? So, like I've said before in the past, very excited about the future, given that Kathleen Kennedy no longer has creative control over these new projects in the early development phase. So it will be quite interesting to see exactly how everything will be executed on the big screen when the time comes. So, with that being said, guys, like I say, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.